Stacy, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Michael, how are you? 97.
Episode 97. Here we are. We are closing in on the magic number 100. We say it every episode.
I know.
When you look back over, we've got nearly 100 episodes under our belt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's approximately 50 episodes a year.
Yeah, I think we've averaged 40 something a year because
Gotcha.
we're at like two and a half years. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not bad. That shows
Yeah.
a huge consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy, we hope to bring some big fish in for episode 100.
Yes.
I'm really excited about it, but we'll see how that goes. Listen, what was happening in Stallone's world in 1997?
1997 was Copland.
One of Sly's best ensemble
Mm-hmm.
acting pieces. I absolutely love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to Copland, Edgewater, New Jersey. It's right across the bridge, the George Washington Bridge in New York City, from New York across the river there. And I remember I went there with my brother at one point. I went there with Sue, and we went looking at all these locations, and it was incredible. I remember I had a whole bunch of pictures I was just looking for. I'll try to find them, and maybe we can post them on the website. But
Sure.
anyways, Copland, I think, was just such an underrated movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it. I don't know if people just wanted to see Sly in action mode.
Right.
I don't know what it was, but regardless, it was Sly on screen, and he gave us one of his best, most solid, consistent performances. What did you think about Copland?
Yes, I agree, and I loved it. But it is different for him, and I think people have a hard time adjusting. And it's like, you got to detach from what you might see all the time or what you expect, and just give him a chance to, fidget into a different role or vibe or kind of character, more reserved character. We're not used to that, and he did it well. And so,
He really did.
why? And I try to come at it when I'm watching it from a non-biased standpoint, because we are all Sly fans, and be as objective as possible. And I'm like, no, he did well. It was very believable.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought he did great. I did.
I did too. And it had an incredible cast of characters. But what were you doing in 1997?
97, I was starting nursing school and immediately regretting it. So that's what I was doing.
Well, in 1997, I was getting married to this young lady right here. There you go.
She's so beautiful. Look at that dress.
There
Beautiful.
Beautiful dress.
Love.
Beautiful dress. That's at St. Anne's Basilica in beautiful West Scranton, Pennsylvania, on a hill overlooking the beautiful West Mountain and all of Scranton, Pennsylvania. And it was a lovely day. That was September 27th, 1997. Now, Stacy, do you know what happened also on September 27th, 1997?
Yes.
At 11:30 p.m.
Yes, and you were allowed to go view it.
Yes. So this is the first time Sylvester Stallone hosts Saturday Night Live to promote Copland.
Yes.
And he did a great job. It was probably one of the best Saturday Night Lives they've ever had. And go on YouTube. I've put up links to it. I've put up videos. Check out Sly's performances. He's a great comedic actor when he's given a chance to be a comedic actor. He was great on it. But here's the short little story. Short little story is that there was no the wedding reception was going until, like, I don't know, midnight or something. And I didn't trust the VCR to record it. I thought maybe the VCR would break or it wouldn't record. And back then there was no way to go and see it on Hulu replayed over. So I was like, oh, we got to be in front of a television. So we went to my mother-in-law's house. The whole wedding reception went to her house so I could sit there and watch Sly on Saturday Night Live on the day I got married. The two will be forever intertwined. It's the and we did. And my mother-in-law has this small house, but we all piled in. And it was in September. It was a very warm evening. We were all sweating there. Susan, her dress, sweating. But she was great about it. She was really great about it. So it was quite a memory. What do I remember from my wedding the most? Watching Stallone on Saturday Night Live. Then, of course, the entrance of Sue in her gown and,
Oh
you
my
know, all
gosh.
of the wonderful, beautiful things that
Yeah.
came with that and all the people that came out to celebrate. So
That's
it
so
was,
nice.
yeah, it was very nice. But
I love that.
that was then. And now we have to move on to what just happened last night.
Yes. Oh my God.
What happened
So
last night?
I got a shout out from or yeah, a reach out, pardon me, from Joe. I've been saying Ciollo. Is it Ciollo? Joe, I apologize. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your last name, but
I would
yeah,
say Chulo, but I could be wrong
Chulo.
too. I knew a guy in school that had his name spelled like Joe's, and
Oh,
it was
it
Joe
was Chulo.
Chulo. But
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe Joe has got some newfangled
pronunciation.
pronunciation. Thank you.
So he reaches out with an email saying a Christmas surprise, and he had been, he's been watching the podcast, and he
Yeah,
watches the live chat on the side.
right.
And so from who's the most there, most consistent, he developed a group of folks to give us a Christmas thank you, and that they just wanted a Zoom meeting just to each one by one say thank you. So here's the group. Joe is up in the top left, and then I'm in the middle, and then Roz is next to me. Then Joanne, Rob Kerr, Sean O'Donnell gets an extra shout out for
Love that guy.
joining from Ireland. It was like the middle of the night. I think it was 1 a.m. for him or something.
Yeah.
Jess, the runner, you, Carol, who we now have witnesses. Carol said she was going to come on the podcast. So
That's
now she
right.
can't wiggle out of it. We're shooting for
That's
January.
right.
And then at the bottom, Claudio. So this was one of the most special moments of my life. I cannot even express.
Yeah, you were emotional.
I was. It was very. I don't know. I said it to them, and I'll say it here. I kind of grew up in a family where I was just off to the side while they were all participating in their drama. I just and then that becomes your normal. You kind of go through
Mhm.
life just, coming, not stirring the pot. I'll be over here. And really the script in the podcast is the very first time I, ever raised my hand in my life to say, "Oh, I have an idea. I have a goal. There's something I want to do." And then to hear how much it means to people, it knocked me over. It knocked me over, and I just cannot express to all of you enough the way I said to them, not just the people in the group, but all of you, that this Rocky Bubble has been more my family, has felt more like what we think traditional family is than my actual family. And I
Right.
don't even care if I'm saying that out loud, because you know what? They don't know what I do. They don't know
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So whatever, if they see it, I don't even know if they know I do this, but yeah, that's how I felt after that. It was like, it was overwhelming because I'd never had that sense of belonging to something. It was very overwhelming.
Stacy, I think we said it last night and we'll say it again. I think a lot of us in the Rocky bubble, we all have gaps. And it is a rocky line, but it really is the most appropriate, I think, because we can all function. Let's face it, everyone was functioning in their lives before the Rocky Files came along. Okay.
Mhm.
But when the Rocky Files came along, I think a lot of people realized there was a gap in their lives.
Mhm.
And when it got more steam and it started picking up more followers, people were like, "Oh, well, let's check it out. Let's see what this is all about." And I think the family feeling that you and I bring forward, I think the way we talk about things, I think
Mhm.
the positive vibes that we put out there, that starts to draw and fill in people's blanks.
Mhm.
And now you realize, oh, wait a minute. Now I don't think I'm going to be okay without the Rocky Files. Now I got to tune in every Thursday night and check it out. Or if you're
Mhm.
like Sean O'Donnell, check in Friday morning,
Right.
right? Because a little late for him.
Right.
He'll be sleeping peacefully in the Irish hillsides. But so it was very beautiful, and everyone, boy, I know I needed it personally because of, how do I say this?
Mhm.
The last couple of weeks, when you realize certain people, I came across a saying today. There's not a lot of difference between sugar and salt, and one is sweet and one is, well, salty. So you have to be very careful about what you're analyzing, what you're looking at. In other words,
Mhm.
know who you have around you. Really focus on that, because
Mhm.
some of the people you may have in your life are not the people you think they are, and they do not have your best intentions, and they have an agenda, and that is to use you, me, to a certain degree. So having realized that very recently with a few people, I realized I feel a little beat up, and last night really felt so good. And I really want to thank Joe and everybody that was there and all their kind words that they said,
Mhm.
because you weren't the only one that got a little emotional. This
Mhm.
affected a lot of people, and it
Right.
really hit me last night that geez, okay, maybe we are doing something of value here.
Mhm.
And that's all I've ever wanted to do, is be part of the Rocky bubble and just contribute. That's all
Right.
I ever wanted. I never wanted to be the best at any of it. I just wanted to be part of it. I just wanted to contribute. That's where I come from. So
Right.
anyways, another big thank you to everybody.
Yes, absolutely. And because we are who we are and we look out
Yes.
for each other, I wanted last week we mentioned little Brooklyn here, Gonzalez,
Adorable.
Mikey G's little girl. They are they're selling Brooklyn Strong t-shirts now, and all the proceeds go to her medical care and travel, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of travel involved as well. But it's at bonfire.com. When you get to bonfire.com, just go in the little search window that they have and just type in Brooklyn Strong, and then all the t-shirts, some of the t-shirts she actually designed, which I thought was so adorable, and then Mike and Sybil designed the others. But yeah, they will need financial support if you have the means to help out in that way, because insurance doesn't cover everything, that is for sure.
Yeah, it's a crazy thought, man. Crazy
Yes.
thought that insurance doesn't cover it, but we certainly send
Right.
all of our love and all of the Rocky Bubble support your way, because this is not going to be an easy road. But like I think we said it
Mhm.
before, you've got two parents who believe in that Rocky philosophy, and they're going to pass that on to
To
that
her.
beautiful child, and she's going to be a fighter right from
Yeah.
the get go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what, I envision us, Stacy, at some point interviewing Brooklyn and seeing how she's doing at some point.
Oh, that'd be
Wouldn't that be
fun.
great?
That would be fun. Have
Yeah,
her come on
I
here.
love that. So we
Yeah.
we should run that past Micah Sybil and see if maybe we can have a goal, something maybe in the sometime in the new year once things get underway.
Yeah.
See how she's doing. So
Yeah, that would be so nice. I think they would really love that. And speaking of fighters, the in the ring kind.
yeah,
So we just wanted to give our Olivia Ford here a shout out. She went to nationals and she took number one. She is number one in the nation for her age group and weight class. They literally cannot find women to fight her,
that's
and
something.
she did so well, and we're so proud of her, and she's just
There's Shawn McFadden.
yeah. And I, and her and I, we've talked a couple times. And it's funny with the family conversation, family isn't always what we expect. And she
Right.
has her own story there, which she's actually considering coming on at some point to talk about it. But she is only
Good.
16. But she does want to come on and talk about what Shawn has meant to her, what boxing's meant to her. And this picture right here, here's the decision, unanimous decision.
That's amazing.
And yeah, so keep going, darling. She's doing so, so well. Yeah. So I hear a knock at the door.
Oh my God. I thought, who is here? Who do we have this week? I hear it's a world famous author.
Yes, she is amazing. This, and we talked, and she told me about her 3 children's books. I'm going to let her get into it, but talk about getting the message, the Rocky message through in a way that a young group can absorb.
Ah.
She completely does it. So here's our Jennifer Barone. Hello, my dear. Hey, how are you?
There we go. Now you can hear me.
Yes,
Yes.
there she is.
It's been a while.
I love when you're all decked out in your Balboa wear. Slice the Love
Yep.
Shop, of course.
Awesome. Loving
Oh,
it.
that's
Oh,
fantastic.
you know
My
me,
God.
I'm ready. So,
Yes. It's
how
so
is
good.
everyone?
We're good. We're good. And it's so good to see you again.
Yeah,
It
you
really,
too, Mike.
it
Hope
really.
you're doing well.
How's your husband doing?
He's good. He's good. He's actually at work tonight,
Mhm.
and
Right.
tomorrow's his birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
So yeah,
really?
no,
happy
he's
birthday
doing
to
well.
him.
Yes,
I will.
definitely.
Yeah, I'll let him know. Thank you.
Happy early birthday. All right, so I want to know. I know a little bit already because we had you on the tour and we talked, but I want you to tell people what is it about Rocky that brought you to Philly that has you such a great Rocky fan? Why do you love that character?
Oh wow, gosh, there's so many reasons why I love Rocky. He has just been since day one, since like I was born. Like Rocky's been a huge part of my life. I started watching it with my brothers when I was at a really young age, and it just stuck with me. And I remember when I was little, like I felt like I wanted to do like these accomplishments like Rocky, like, and I just had this adrenaline in me, but I just couldn't figure out at the time what my passion was. But I just know that I wanted to be just like Rocky, and just find something that was passionate. And then I just feel that no matter what, like he was just always going for his goals, and um, without the love and support of those who mean the most to him, he couldn't really do anything. And that's kind of like how I feel. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I wouldn't be who I am today without the love and support of my family and my friends. And yeah, so
Wow.
Of all the Rockies, what is the one that you come back to the most?
oh gosh, probably Rocky 4. I
Mhm.
would have
Gotcha.
to come back to the most. There's just something about like, and they're all, don't get me wrong, they're all amazing, but there's just something so passionate and about Rocky 4 that my adrenaline just runs every time I watch it. It just seems it's got more like strength and like um like courage and just
Mhm.
passion, and yeah, like yeah,
Wow.
probably
Yeah,
definitely the
and
fourth one.
it's absolutely true. I think, I've always liked Rocky because that's, he went in there to right a wrong that happened.
That's
He
true.
couldn't, and so
Yep.
that's what we should be doing for each other too. Like you're not gonna do that to anyone that
Yeah.
I care about and get away with
Right.
it. So I get it. I loved when I left Rocky 4 in real time, I felt like I could fly. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and each time I watch it is like the first time. Like I always
Yeah.
find some sort of newfound strength every time I watch it. Like I just want to go and run a marathon or like find a new goal to accomplish. Like
Right.
it's just so like incredible.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Mhm,
a great
mhm.
feeling, and it can almost give you a sense of purpose too.
Yeah.
Because I think having a sense of purpose is one of the most important things as a human that we can have. Because you get up day after day after day, you go to work and it's a crappy job, and you're not that thrilled with it. It will play on your mind. But if you have a purpose, you have something that just motivates you to get up, and it's not money, but it is just a real purpose to give back or to do something. I think that's where Rocky comes into play quite often. Now, how did you get into writing? I really want to hear this because this is fascinating to me.
Well, writing's just always been something that I've been passionate about. Like I discovered a love for it probably back in high school. Like English was my
Mhm.
major, like my best subject. And while everyone dreaded writing essays, I loved it. I loved coming up with like making up my own stories and just getting them down on paper. And I just discovered like how incredible how a story can come to life just by writing it down. And I always kind of like was hesitant about writing a story and like getting it published because I'm like, no one's gonna want to hear my stories. Like I feel like I felt that fear of rejection every time I wanted to submit a manuscript. But then I needed to find something that really inspired me. And lo and behold, Goose on a Roof was born, and I incorporated topics of bullying and believing in your dreams and accomplishing goals that you didn't think you could do. And it all started, I saw like a real goose on my dad's garage. And then all of a sudden, all these ideas just came flooding to me, and Goose on a Roof was born. And that's how my first story came to life. It's the
Mhm.
yellow book,
Yeah.
as you
In
can
the
see.
top.
Yes.
Goose on a roof.
That's
Ah,
so
I
cute.
love that. I
Mhm.
love that.
Mhm.
And
And one of
what's the concept of a goose on a roof?
well, I probably should send you a picture, but there was a goose on my dad's garage. It just would not move for the longest time. And then something came about me and I'm like, I gotta write a story about this goose. It wouldn't move for hours. Like it was the most funniest thing. And actually one of the main characters in the story is Rocky the dog, who's
Mhm.
obviously, who inspired that. Plus
Sure.
our family pet dog was named Rocky. Oh,
Mhm.
there he is.
Look at
But
those
we named him
eyes.
Rocky for obvious reasons, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is the dog in the story. And
Mhm.
yeah, so
And what
it's
is
a
the
pretty
what does the goose do? What is he doing in the story?
so he's being bullied by the other geese on the farm, and
Ah,
he's wants to accomplish a goal that he doesn't think he could do. So the bullies are telling him that he's not fast and strong like them. He can't fly high to the barn like what they can do. So he's got very low self-esteem and he just walks around like he just feels like he's not good enough. So he discovers this courage that he said, you know what? I'm going to show those bullies. I can do this. I can do this. So he tries and he didn't do it. But then he keeps trying over and over. And sure enough, he flew on top of
nice.
the barn.
Nice.
And then, spoiler alert, he was too scared to come down after. So his friends, all the other farm friends, like Rocky the dog, there's Paloma the horse, and had the cow, and they're like, come down, you can do it." And he's like too scared. He didn't want to come down. And then, sure enough, at the end of the story, he discovers that courage again, and he flies down. So he does it, and he tells the bullies in the end, um, "I can do it." You
Yeah.
know,
Take that.
I won't let you treat me this way.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
Stacy,
the premise of the
Stacy,
book. Yeah.
I love that premise,
Yes.
it's something that inspired me when I was probably 2 or 3 years old.
Hmm.
Stacy, do you remember when I told you the name of the book that my mother read to me as a
Yes.
child,
I
Jonathan
remember. I do.
Jonathan Livingston Seagull?
Yes.
And
Mhm.
this book gave me the courage I needed. And so when I hear you, Jennifer, writing about this goose on a roof, which I love that name, it's such a happy. It just brings a smile. Goose on a roof.
It's
It just
cute.
rolls off. It's just I love it.
It does, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm in the works of possibly writing a sequel to Goose
See,
on a Roof. So stay
Oh,
tuned for
nice.
that.
How
I love
cute.
that. What's a good? It's like geese on a roof. I love it. And he's going to be training all of them. He'll be like the Mickey. No, this is really great because you never know what's going to affect a child at a very young age. Had my
Hmm.
mother never read Jonathan Livingston Seagull to me, I don't know that I would have been connected at 11 years old to Rocky. So
Mhm.
I think what you did, Jennifer, is absolutely just significant. And you may never know who you're going to help with
Mhm.
this book. You may
Exactly,
not know
because I
that.
see firsthand like bullying all around me, and
Yeah.
it's just like I can't believe that in the year 2023 that this is still happening. Why can't we
Mhm.
just accept and love people for who they are
Right.
and just be supportive and
So
kind?
simple,
Those are
right?
just like my big mottos, right? Like just be kind.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Stacy, what are you thinking so far?
I just what you're saying, it's such a simple request. Everything you ever needed to know, you learned in kindergarten. I know that that's a very famous quote, and it's just so true. It's so basic, and I love how these concepts you do have to put it in a framework that these young minds, these little children can understand, which then sets them up to connect with Rocky as they grow. They're like, "Oh, here it is, just not a goose, a person."
Yeah.
So it sort of sets them up. When we
And
talk go
mhm.
ahead, I'm sorry.
No,
Mhm.
no, no, sorry, I didn't mean to. But the way I felt about like wanting to like publish a book, like I didn't think
Mhm.
I was um like talented enough, or like I was
Yeah.
just that, like that I said before, that fear of rejection. It kind of brings me back to like how Rocky in the first one,
Mhm.
when Jurgens offered him to, a shot at the title, right?
Yeah.
To fight Apollo Creed, and he's just like, no, he's like, I'm not even in the guys' league. There's no way. Um, so he felt that like I'm not good enough to do this.
Mhm.
But then, sure enough, like in the end, he didn't win, but technically he did, right?
Mhm.
Because he went the distance and he gave it a shot, and in the end, that's all that matters, right? Just
Right.
trying.
Right.
When you look back right now at your first book, could you see your life right now, like if you never tried, if you never wrote Goose on a Root, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I, I would I bet it's like if I never would have submitted a manuscript and I probably would have deeply regretted it because now I look
Right.
back and I'm just like, what, why did I hesitate? Like it's been such a huge success
Yep.
and
Right.
I've been getting rave reviews from like my students and just from like
Oh,
other customers. They're telling me your book has made a difference in my child's life and they love reading about the farm animals. And yeah, so I look back and I'm thinking, why did I wait so long? And I'm just
mhm.
so happy I made a difference in people's lives.
Right.
You see, right there, that's that Rocky philosophy. You believe you're going to go in less qualified. You believe it's not going to make a difference. You believe, who are you to even attempt this?
Right.
But you try it anyways.
Hmm.
Rocky went into that fight knowing he was going to lose against Apollo Creed, but he goes and he does it anyways. And
Mhm.
that really goes to the core, one of the core philosophies of Rocky. Just keep persevering.
Yeah.
Stacy, I know you understand that.
Yeah. Yes, my friend. Yes, I
Yeah.
do. And we tell us about, give us a synopsis of the other two, the Snowflake, and Chocolate
Okay,
Bear.
so
Mhm.
Snowflake, it was published in 2019, and
Mhm.
it's basically about just seeing the beauty in everything we encounter.
Mhm.
So what inspired me to write Snowflake is I was outside doing yard duty with my kindergarten class, and it was the first snowfall of the year, and they were just so excited seeing the snowflakes for the first time that year, and they were twirling and dancing and prancing, and I'm just like, I am so in awe right now of my students that I gotta write this. I gotta write something
Yeah.
about this. They inspired me so much, and like every other adult was just like, "Oh, it's snowing," kind of complaining that the cold weather is upon us, but
Uh-huh.
not
Mhm.
the kids. They were just so thrilled to see it, and I learned myself at that moment. I'm just like, we just have to appreciate all kinds of beauty,
Yeah.
even if it's
Oh.
just snow falling from the sky. To them,
Mhm.
it was just like
That
it was
made their
just something
day.
so beautiful. Yeah.
Right. My cousin Andrea just had a little girl, and it's very interesting to we forget, like you said, the simple things, some snowflakes, and watching children, my cousins now having babies, and watching them with their babies, and just how sweet they are, that everything is so fascinating. A frog, a worm, the
Hmm.
grass, they're touching the grass. And as adults, we need to go out there and put our feet in the grass and ground ourselves, and absorb all those negative, or what is it, those electrons,
Yeah.
and just kind of change your vibe. It's very important to return to those simple things and appreciate them.
Hmm.
And I love that you're teaching that to these kids. Now tell me
Sta-
about. Go ahead.
Stacy, don't you think this is one of the most important things I think that happens to all of us?
Mm,
We all sometimes forget the simple
mm-hmm.
basic things, how beautiful an individual snowflake can look from another snowflake.
They're all
That
different.
they're
Mm-hmm.
all different. So I know I forget more than anyone the simple things, and it takes like our little Christmas Zoom party last night to remind
Mm-hmm.
me of some of
Hmm.
the most simple, basic reasons why
Yeah.
we do things in life to
Mm-hmm.
bring. So I think that's just an extraordinary concept, again, to pass on to kids at such a young age, so they
Hmm.
don't either. I don't. I think the more empathy and kindness and compassion and understanding children have, the less likely they are to either become bullies or they will help other kids who are
Right.
being bullied. Does that
Correct.
make
Hmm.
sense?
No, it
Absolutely.
totally does make sense.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
I get that.
And then tell us the main theme of Chocolate Bear.
So we changed the chocolate bear. It's about a magic chocolate bear, and it comes to life, and it takes two teenagers on a journey of good deeds. So he shows them different ways to pay it forward and spread kindness, and how you can help out with families
Mm,
or anyone in your community, just like good things that you can do. So in the end, they decide that, I'm going to go help mom at the end of the day with laundry. I'm going to donate all my old toys and clothes. So at the end, they find like ways they can pay it forward and just spread kindness.
Oh, how
Mhm.
rocky is
See,
that? Come on.
that's exactly it. You know, so many people, Jennifer, they don't understand that Charlie Chaplin. I don't know if I think I may have mentioned this on the tour. Charlie Chaplin's The Little Tramp. You know, he was this character from an old movie that was all about spreading laughter and kindness, and that was maybe one of the biggest motivating factors for Rocky's character was this old time character, this old Charlie Chaplin film, and I can't help but think you have tapped into that very same type of Rocky-esque nature. You know, the way Rocky helped Spider Rico or Little Marie or Paulie, not to mention, you know, he was like the sunlight on Adrian, right? And the same for her to him. You know, Rocky's always trying to help, and I just can't help but think what you're doing with these books are going to make such a difference starting at a very young age. And that's where a lot of the building blocks of our comprehension start. And I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, in compassion and, you know, building a sense of sensitivity to others. That's, you know, and how we affect others. I think some children need help understanding that their behavior and their words, how that affects other people. And so your books sort of put a little light on that. You know, I wanted to show some of your pictures. You said the importance of family and friends supporting you, and you sent me some great photos. Tell us about some of these.
All right. Well, that is my family right there. So obviously that's my husband Luch on the left, and then there's me, and then at the back is my brother Jimmy, and then to the right is my brother Vince, and then my parents are in the middle, and those are my three nieces, Jaden, Addison, and Olivia, and that's my sister on the right, and that's her husband Matt behind her.
Nice.
Nice.
This is another great
And
photo of you guys. Beautiful family.
Thank you.
And these are your brothers.
Yes,
No,
that's my
that's
brother.
Luch. No, that's your brother.
That's Luch on the left, and that's my brother Jimmy. So he is a wrestler, and his wrestling name is Diego Da Vinci, and it's just this huge passion, like, and so which brings me back to like my childhood, like growing up with being the youngest sibling and growing up with older siblings, like much older siblings. I was just exposed to wrestling and Rocky. Like that was pretty like everyone else was watching Saturday morning cartoons. I was just watching wrestling or Rocky. So either one of those movies or tapes was in the VCR, and it was just like so incredible to see like my brothers just so engaged in the passion it brought to them. And my oldest brother Vince, he used to be a wrestler, but he retired from that now. He's actually now a priest. And my brother Jimmy is still very much involved in wrestling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the thing, when you can find a passion in being a wrestler is a very unique thing. Believe me, I understand unique career choices. That's a unique career choice, but it's you can see where it just comes from, the passion down deep. He just wants to be around it, be involved in it, and I gotta love that. To go after that is quite remarkable. So just if I was wearing a hat, I'd take it off to him.
Well, definitely. I have to share with you guys. These are the original VHS tapes.
Nice.
Yes, they are.
We used to watch 1 to 5. VHS. And Stacy, I don't know if you remember, but I was telling you, like, I got to go to my brother's house and get them. So here they are.
Love. You know,
still in like pristine condition.
They are in great condition.
Yeah. And my husband has the DVDs. So from Rocky 1 to Balboa.
Nice. Nice.
I think I gifted him this, to be honest, actually. So
now what does
what else, right?
What does Luch like more? Does he? I forget what he said his favorite Rocky was.
He liked 4 as well.
Oh, did he really?
I would have to be his favorite.
Gotcha.
We wouldn't want a house divided.
I think it's just something about like even the music in the movie just like really motivates you, right? Like
it does.
And I feel like by far it's got the best training montage as well.
There you go.
Like it was just so different from like the other training scenes in the other films. It just seems like maybe just because he was outside and like on the mountains, like running up that mountain. Like I want to go run up a mountain whenever time I see that scene.
Yes,
like,
I admit it. It does make you feel like you want to go bench press a Buick or get up and wash the dishes. You just cannot watch those training montages and just sit there. Right. You have to become active, whether you go out and check the mail, wash the dishes. and not bench press a Buick, but I get it. I get that
Yeah,
energy
yeah.
from that.
And it's not like it's every time. I've seen the
Yeah.
films numerous times, and each time is almost like the first time. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. So
That's so nice. You had your own physical challenge you had to get through. I loved this. You were told you can't do yoga ever again, and she was like, "Yeah,
no. So this
tell us
is
about
another
that."
obstacle I had to face in my life. So about 8 years ago, I had a condition called spondylolisthesis, and it's where I had like disc slippage in my lower spine, and because of that, it was hitting a nerve, and it was just causing me like great pain in my left leg. Like I couldn't even stand for like maybe minutes at a time. I felt like I had to just sit down, like my body had enough.
Oh,
Mhm.
And I was trying to get like test after test, and no one can figure out what I had wrong. So I had to go out of town to get a proper diagnosis. And sure enough, that's what I had. And I did get surgery done. 8 years ago, I got like a rod in my lower back to put the disc back in place.
Wow.
And but the recovery time felt worse than the actual like pain I was going through, because I was
really?
wearing this brace
Mhm.
for
Oh,
like 4 months. I had to wear it, and it was during the summer months where like it was hot,
Mhm.
and I couldn't even like stand up without someone assisting me. I couldn't like do personal things without like someone
oh,
assisting
Jesus.
me. And yeah, so I felt like RoboCop pretty much for like
Yeah.
4 months. And yeah, so the day I had to had it taken off, the doctor gave me the okay, you could take it off, but remember, you still have to take it easy. And I felt like this huge weight, literally this huge weight was lifted off me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was told that I couldn't practice yoga anymore, which devastated me because it's just one of my favorite things to do. It's like a huge hobby of mine. And then so I avoided it for the first few years, but then I slowly started doing like easy poses, and I'm back in it full swing.
I
So,
love it.
and it hasn't
Wow.
affected me anyway. So I
I
kind
would
of
think if any,
disobeyed doctor's orders and
I
went
would
and
think it would
started it
probably
again.
strengthen your back, right?
Right.
Oh, I feel like 100% better. And
Yeah.
especially even years later, like I feel so much better. And that surgery changed my life. And going back to like in Rocky, like when Rocky ignored the doctor's orders and he was told to retire and
Yeah.
suffering concussions, but he didn't listen to the doctors. Boxing was his passion, and
That's true.
he didn't know who he was without it. So
Right.
that's why he kept on doing it, and that's how he became so successful.
You know,
Just
you just said something that's really interesting. He kind of didn't know who he was without it.
Right.
That is, so you take away someone's passion, man. That's a devastating blow. So how do you get past that? And it just so clear to me that you just really grabbed that Rocky
Mhm.
philosophy. You buy into it.
Right.
You've
yeah.
you've kind of put it over you like a sheath. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you
Yeah.
Mhm.
get it. You get it. And I love that.
I love
Oh,
this
yeah.
picture right here. Talk about like raising, like you took it off. She has her
Yes,
Right?
hand
that was
like
the day it was
all
removed, and it
done.
was the most exhilarating feeling.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you have to
Yep.
wear that when you were sleeping?
No, if I was
Okay,
laying down, I didn't have to wear it. It was
gotcha.
only like if I was standing or walking.
Mhm.
Oh,
Um, but no, if I was lying in bed, I didn't have to wear it. No,
gotcha.
but I couldn't put it on or take it off myself. I had to have
Wow.
like my mom or like Luch assist me in doing that.
Yeah,
Mm.
So it was quite a hard time for me
yeah, I
Yeah.
bet.
to go through all that because I needed like their 24-hour assistance.
Yeah. I broke my ankle back in 2015, and my God, you you learn what you take advantage of. I mean,
Absolutely.
you suddenly realize how no arm strength. I'm like, I have no arm strength because now I don't have my legs to move me around, and oh my goodness, and yeah, you need help with everything. It's
Mhm.
such a weird place to be. I understand.
Yeah.
So you went on this awesome tour in Philadelphia. Tell us about
Gee,
that.
I wonder who that is.
Look at that.
Oh,
Mighty Mix.
yeah, it just seems like yesterday. Like I just can't believe it's been months already.
I
And like
know.
the greatest experience of our lives. Like, Mike, I can't thank you enough for giving us this ultimate experience. Like we want to do it again. Like we want to come back to Philadelphia, like probably definitely for the 50th anniversary. Like
I
Oh,
we're
love
yeah.
there.
that.
Yep.
I love that. Oh, look
Yeah,
at that. Look how good you guys look there.
I
Mhm.
know.
Brilliant.
Oh, it was
Ah, right where
Yeah.
Rocky danced. Look at
Right.
that.
yep.
It ain't about how
Oh,
hard you hit.
hit.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
that is by far my favorite quote in the entire film series.
Right?
Yep.
Yes,
Gives me
absolutely.
chills every time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, you guys did make it to the victors.
We did, yeah.
Oh,
We
good.
did. We
Good.
went that night. The day of the tour, we went that night for dinner.
Right. Look
And
at
the
those
food was
handsome two
amazing.
guys on the. Did you see those handsome guys on the wall, Stacy? In that picture?
Gee, I don't
Look at
know.
those two guys there. There you go.
Yeah.
Look at it. My God, they could be brothers.
Yeah, I agree.
How did that get there?
I love that I love that you guys do this together. You were my first submission for the Rocky and Adrian Halloween contest. So I used
That's
you guys
right.
to kick it off, and here you
I
are.
loved yours.
Yep.
Didn't Sly like that or something?
No,
did?
he liked my birthday shout out.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Sly. My name is Jennifer, coming to you from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. As you can see, I'm a huge fan, and right now watching you on Rocky 4, which is by far one of my favorite Rockies among all the others. Have your Rocky bobblehead here, and of course, my Balboa shirt. So I just wish you a happy 77th birthday, and to another 77 more. Take care and keep punching.
And like I was telling Stacy on Saturday, like I think it was you sent me a screenshot of it, and I'm just like, what? Holy cow! Like I couldn't believe it. I was doing cartwheels. I'm like, did he just acknowledge my video right now? Like
Yeah, you sure
I
did.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the most fun I have when I see a like and I get to send it to somebody and then my phone blows up with reaction.
That's great.
The best. It's absolutely the best.
Yeah, I would love to meet him one day if that could ever be possible. It
You
would
never know. You just never know.
maybe for the 50th anniversary. We shall
Maybe.
I wonder. I'm
May-
hoping they're already planning that. Yeah.
Maybe on Rocky Day for the 50th anniversary.
Yes.
Phil.
Oh,
could
wouldn't
work.
that be awesome?
That'd be something.
Oh, it would
So
be
now
brilliant.
every year on December 3rd is declared Rocky Day, right?
Right.
Bingo.
Every year.
Wow.
Bingo.
So tell us, you sent us some great pictures of you and Luch. Let's see. I'm going to start. Well, this is adorable. We were doing like
Ah,
beards and stuff. And so this was the side by side. I'm like, look at him. What a handsome guy he is.
He is.
And then here is your wedding.
That was our wedding
Oh,
10 years ago.
Beautiful. Is it 10 years? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
That was when we first started dating. That was in summer of
sweet.
2002.
nice.
That's so
Wow.
sweet. I
Yeah.
love it.
Our first picture together, yeah.
Well, you guys are adorable, honestly. I really enjoyed speaking to you. I just loved how everything Rocky it's been a thread throughout your entire life, thanks to your brothers introducing you to it, and then you bringing those themes and lessons and that philosophy through your books to little kids who desperately need it right now.
They
You know,
do.
kids are
Yeah.
just, I just think they're spinning around and not every kid has the best guidance, and these books can give them a little direction or some clarity, or okay, this is how I'm going to handle that, or this is what I'll do
Mhm.
next time. So I love the softness about you and getting our priorities right, understanding we get so busy and hung up and so upset over all this noise,
Mm.
Yeah.
and books like that remind you to maybe reel it back a little bit and take a look at who's
Just-
around you, right, Mike? And
Whoa, heck yeah.
appreciate
Just stop
what
and
you got.
appreciate the little things
Mhm.
in life, really.
That's right.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stacy, before we let Jennifer get out of here, What else do you got for her? Because I know I got 2 questions I want to ask her, but what else do you have?
Well, part of the reason I wanted you on here, Christmas is coming, and there's lots of families who have lots of little kids. And so at the bottom here, I'm going to pop it in when I edit. But these books, tell us where these books are available. And yeah, and these are great for gifts.
Thank you. So they are available online. You
Mhm.
can order through Amazon or Barnes and Noble.
Mhm.
I don't know if you in the US if there's chapters or if you have chapters, but I feel
I
like
haven't heard of that, but
okay, so then
yeah.
it's just in Canada. But in the US, you can order them off Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
Oh,
Gotcha.
wonderful.
Yes.
Good.
Or I
So,
have mailed copies too. If you wish to have an autographed copy, I have mailed books also.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you wish to go that route, I can definitely do
Mhm.
that. I can definitely email books out there as well.
And you had a little surprise for the Gonzalez family. Did you want to tell us about that?
Yes, Brooklyn. I hope you like your gift. I just want to say your story has inspired me, and I just want you to know that you will beat this. You are
Mhm.
gonna beat this, and I just want that family, the Gonzalez families, to stay strong. And yeah, so
Yeah.
she's really inspired me, and I just really want to do. I want to send her a book just to help her realize that to never give up and to fight, just like Rocky did.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really
That
is.
was very sweet. As soon as that was posted about Brooklyn, I heard from Jennifer immediately. She
Isn't that
was like,
amazing?
"Oh, I want to send something along. Do you have their address?" So yeah, they know. They're definitely going to be watching this episode because I said our next guest has a little
Yeah.
surprise for you. Yeah.
Well, childhood cancer is it's a topic near and dear to my heart too, because I have lost students in the past to cancer. And
Oh.
hearing this, it just devastated me. And like I don't even know this little girl, but she just
Mhm.
seems so lovely and
Mhm.
beautiful. And my heart breaks for this family.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I don't wish this upon anyone. It's
Mhm.
just, but she will get through this.
Yeah.
She seems like a fighter, and she
Mhm.
will get through this.
Right. Right. And I did my own little research, and the outlook for this cancer, it's a tough fight, but the outlook is very good.
Okay.
And it's certainly one, the medical world has a very specific way to handle,
Hmm.
and the success rate is very high. So
Man,
doesn't
that's
make it
great.
easy on the family or on Brooklyn, but it is expected to be a
Yeah.
good outcome. So
Hmm.
that is, at least you have that light at the end of the tunnel there.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Good.
Mhm. For sure.
Jennifer, when you 2 questions, then we'll let you get out of here. When you're going through your day and Rocky is not on your
On
mind
my
state,
radar?
yeah, not on your radar anywhere, and all of a sudden you hear Eye to Tiger or someone talks about Rocky, what is the initial image of the character that jumps in your brain?
Oh, it would have to be probably Rocky on top of the stairs. Like the
Mhm.
moment he runs up the stairs successfully for the first time
Yeah.
Mhm.
and jumping up at the top of the stairs, that is the first image that comes to my mind.
Oh, that's nice.
Because I
Oh,
feel
that
like that moment in the films, it's just the heart of the film, right? It's
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
just that's the moment you're like, yeah, he's going full force, and
He's got it.
he's got this, and he's going the distance. So
Yeah.
definitely I would have to say that scene.
I love it. Last question. You've got 30 seconds in an elevator with Sylvester Stallone. What do you say to him?
Well, I'd probably be speechless for the first 30 seconds, but I would probably try to gain my composure, and I would just simply say to him, like, thank you. Like, just thank you for inspiring so many people in the world. He is so loved by fans, and he's made a difference in so many lives. And I hope he realizes what he's done to inspire people. And I know he's definitely changed my life for the better, and my husband's as well. That's why I gifted him that mug with the infamous quote from Rocky
Yeah.
Balboa,
Nice.
because he does have some health issues too, also that he's going through. So um, with that quote, it's just helps him persevere every morning. So I would just simply thank him for everything that he's done, and he did not give up on his dream. And even though He had a really rough upbringing from what I saw in the documentary. He didn't let that break him.
Right.
Yeah.
He pursued his dreams, and look at the man he's become today.
And look at how he's inspired all of us.
Exactly.
Yep.
There'd be no Rocky Falls podcast without him, right? There would be.
Hey, there'd be no goose on a roof, okay? Come on. Let's face facts here, okay? Jennifer, you have been absolutely spectacular. I thank you for taking some time out of your busy day to kind of sit here and chat with Stacy and I. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. You're a sweetheart. So sweet.
You really are. And until we see you again, keep
punching.
Take care, my friend.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See?
Just a delightful human being.
The sweetness. That's what we have here. There's an extra sweetness about her. I mean, the whole bubble, but she is.
Of course.
An extra sweetness.
To do that, to write a children's book, to put your, to get past her own fear. Boy, that's a big deal. And that's a lesson in and of itself. And I wish her nothing but the biggest success with all that she tries, because, it's people like that keep that Rocky vibe going. It keeps it alive, and other people can just, I don't know, you see one person that gets it and they believe in it and they pass it on. And I love that.
Right. Yeah, I think in the holidays too, really, not everybody loves the holidays.
Yeah,
it can
that's
really,
true.
It can really dust up a lot of emotions, old memories, the way things didn't go well at that time in my life, and the holidays always bring that forward. And I just find it interesting that we have her on. We have the Christmas meeting that Joe set up for us, and those books and the holidays. It is important to remind ourselves to ignore the noise. And if somebody is pulling that energy out of you or letting you down over and over again, it's time to let that go. And I just want to, for all the children that we have in the bubble, I just want to plug Jen's 3 books again. I should have asked her, hey, is there a 4th one on the way? I'll text her that.
I have a feeling she's going to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a feeling she seems like she has a few more stories in it.
Yeah. When you got a writing bug, she's going to write. So everybody go check out our books on Amazon for Christmas, because our kids need those lessons. So hey, where can people find you, darling?
Okay, so I'm at the Philly Film Tour on Instagram. Same thing on Facebook. I'm hardly on Facebook, but I do go there. And over at TikTok, same thing. They hate my guts there, as I love saying, but I love sticking it to them. I go across between myself and Andrew Dice Clay. I wrote a little book called Cue the Rocky Music that Stacy has right there. It makes for a great Christmas gift at AmazonBarnesandNoble.com. There you go. I love that. And there's a little documentary about my life called The Pretender by Mr. Jim Toscano and Danny Giannino, his the partners in pain in the collaborative world of art and film. So check that out. That's anywhere documentaries, Amazon Prime, Peacock Television, Tubi Television, YouTube, it's out there. Check it out. Stacy, how about you? Where can we find you?
I am at Had Me at Yo, as well as the Rocky Files on Instagram, and on Facebook, I am at the Rocky Files Podcast. So thank you, guys.
Boom.
97.
Boom. I love that. 97 in the bag. Listen, we're out of here. I'm going to go take some NyQuil for this head cold that I have.
I know.
And I'm going to put some kind of a head pack on, because my head feels like my sinuses are
They're
out
pounding.
here.
Oh, God.
Yes. But until next week, Stacy.
Until next week.
Keep punching.